So I think I could be crowned the queen of oxalate dumping by now. The seemingly constant and bizarre range of symptoms that I've had over the past 15 months is incredible and somewhat life-affecting, annoying, and sometimes painful. Hi, I'm Sue, and I'm on a mission to share what I've learned about common challenges on a carnivore diet caused by oxalate dumping and diarrhea, because I've been there, done that, and you know what? It's still worth it. So oxalate, what is it? Oxalate is a plant toxin that's found in many commonly consumed healthy plant foods. So these are things like spinach, cacao, sweet potato, ordinary white potato, rhubarb, buckwheat, soy, chia seeds, peanuts, almonds, cashew nuts, black tea, and a whole lot more. And while there are many toxins in the plants that most humans consume, oxalate is the only one that actually builds up in the body over time. And in fact, oxalate can kill you. People have been hospitalised after eating high oxalate dishes like sorrel soup, for example. Apparently, around 4,000 milligrams or more of oxalate is thought to be a fatal dose. And guess what? Most spinach smoothies can contain 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams. Then if that same day you have some buckwheat, some almonds, a couple of cups of black tea, maybe a sweet potato for dinner, you're heading into a danger zone and speeding potentially towards a fatal dose. I mean, it could happen. But don't panic. When you're consuming all this oxalate and your blood is full of the stuff, your body is doing its best, as it always does, to keep you alive and keep you functioning. So it stores the excess oxalate from your blood in the tissues of your body. It tucks it away to make you safe. Then when your blood oxalate levels are low, your body starts to pull that excess oxalate out of the tissues and eliminate it from the body via the kidneys or bowel or skin. Unless you keep eating lots of oxalate every day, then it just keeps building up over days, months, years, and decades. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. By liking this video, you'll also help my content reach those who need it, and I thank you for that. Now, back to the video. So, oxalate might continue to build up over a lifetime until you either go on a low oxalate diet or you go on a carnivore diet and stop consuming the stuff. Then your body starts pulling it out of the tissues and dumping it. But if you've had years of consuming a high oxalate diet, well, then you might just have years of oxalate dumping, because your body can only get rid of so much of this poison at one time. Just as when it goes in, if your blood levels get too high, it's toxic and acidic and it would be dangerous. Your body is smart, thankfully. It'll remove oxalate slowly, enough to not kill you, but it can be fast enough to make you miserable. And to be honest, slowly still feels like a lot to bear at times. And that's because it's being removed. As it's being removed, it can and often will cause symptoms, because oxalate is highly inflammatory, it's highly acidic, and it is in the form of little crystals that are kind of like little shards of glass. So oxalate dumping symptoms can be varied, but may include kidney pain, bladder irritation, kind of like a bladder infection where you feel like you need to pee all the time. I've experienced a lot of that. Also, cloudy urine is common, diarrhea is also common, and stools that look gritty or sandy, that's the oxalate crystals. And diarrhea caused by oxalate is hot, often it burns, kind of like the day after a very hot curry. And skin irritation, rashes, dandruff, itching, obvious crystals coming through the skin. Some folk experience eye irritation as crystals come out of the eyes. Joint pain, tendon pain, and muscle pain are also common as the crystals are pulled from these areas. And because oxalate is inflammatory and acidic, anxiety, depression, and mental fog can also happen as inflammation increases and mineral availability goes down due to oxalate binding calcium, magnesium, and other electrolytes. And that reminds me, electrolyte issues can happen. They might raise their head because of the lack of available minerals. So heart arrhythmias, cramps, headaches, and sleep disturbances might just happen. Vulvodynia might also return. That's pain in the genitals, and this is more common in women. It's just a whole bunch of fun, and I've experienced most of this, but the dumping of the oxalate is essential to get your health back. The reason that oxalate is stored by your body is because it, as I said, it will damage your body, your health, and it could be fatal if your blood levels were to get too high. So you did this to your poor body just like I did it to mine, and now we have to go through the undoing. We just didn't know. Somehow that information about these healthy foods seems to have been kept from the public. Weird, huh? It kind of makes me wonder if there's some kind of conspiracy, especially when you find out that doctors were taught about oxalates 200 years ago. It's in the medical history books, but not now. I have a naturally suspicious mind. So anyway, fortunately, oxalate dumping generally goes in cycles, so we do get some reprieve. However, for me, for about a year, those reprieves were mostly only a few days at best, and then I'd be back into another miserable dumping cycle. If you want to know more about what was going on for me when I was oxalate dumping, when it was full on, check out this video and this one, and I'll also link to those below this video. So if you're experiencing oxalate dumping, just know that your body is doing the right thing, and it'll pass eventually. How long that might take is anybody's guess, however. And for those of us who have been on a high plant-based diet for years, it can be years. But I can tell you that it does get better with time. The most common way that most people manage oxalate dumping is to keep a little oxalate in their diet. The theory behind this is that way there's a little oxalate in your blood all the time, and so your body will pull less out of your tissues. However, in my case, my body still seems to remain on an oxalate dumping binge no matter what. So also eating calcium-rich foods can help, as oxalate binds with calcium, and that can help to remove it with less irritation. I'm also currently experimenting with another nutrient that I've not heard talked about in the carnivore community with regard to oxalates, and it's just something that I stumbled across that is kind of interesting. I'll be doing some videos on this soon, so stay posted. But if you'd like to learn more about oxalates and oxalate dumping, I highly recommend Sally Norton's book about oxalates. I'll link to that book below the video as well. So also make sure to visit my website and sign up for my newsletter so you'll get notified of new articles and content and the things that I'm learning about oxalates and oxalate dumping. Have you had oxalate dumping symptoms? Let us know in the comments below. I'm always interested to know what other people are experiencing. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I thank you very much for watching this video, and I will talk to you again another day. Goodbye for now.